So I slammed my shit into a goddamn concrete wall on September 25th. And the first time I got on a plane was to come here to talk to you niggas. Because the truth of the matter is, I don't give a fuck if you think you are Moore or you Hotep or you free. Nigga, you got a social security number. They call you a citizen in this motherfucker. And they spend hundreds of billions of dollars every year to strip your rights away from you. That's a fact. I don't trust this system. I don't believe in this system. I don't like none of them motherfuckers running. I swear to God, I feel like I'm gonna throw up every time I go vote. But I go vote every fucking time. Because if I tell you, whoever your fucking ops is right now, is outside, and I put a magazine on the table, and I throw some fucking shells on that bitch, you mean to tell me you ain't gonna load every fucking chamber into the blick you can? So why you gonna leave a fucking bullet on the table, nigga? That's the one that might save your life.
John motherfucking Taylor. This is what I was saying. And as John always do, he changed the conversation. So the question is not just, that's not the first question anymore. The first question is, let's brag a little bit. The org you run, what's the annual budget?
$38 million.
$38 million. Working Family Party, annual budget.
$25 million.
Between my three biggest boards, we have 15.9 million.
We're not playing games. We are missing the fuck out. How my man get back in the room?
Oh, right. This is right.
Hey, can we give him a room? He had too much. Can we give him a room? The nigga need to go lay down. Come on. Neat. Figure this out, please. Thank you, honey.
No.
Get him a room. Get him a room. Let him lay down. Please. He's had too much. Yo, the reason let me stop real quick. The reason you need to be 21 to drink is not because you know everything at 21. It's because you're the age of maturity. We gotta police our fucking selves.
Yes.
That part.
We gotta be disciplined. What we say? We lack discipline, that's why we not free.
Choose your heart.
Choose your fucking heart. We need discipline, that's lack of discipline.
And you know, can I just
Go ahead.
Yeah, and it's grace. We know that we over medicate because oblivion is the only place where we find peace in this bitch. We understand what we're going through every day. But niggas really gotta choose their heart. Dealing with this bullshit that we call society is hard, nigga. Living in an overly medicated state all the time is hard, nigga. Choose your motherfucking heart, nigga. Cause at the end of the day, they coming for us. And I need motherfuckers ready. Cause losing this war and going back in them chains
Ain't fucking idea.
Nigga, that ain't an option.
That ain't an option for me. So, but let's be, cause some motherfuckers might say, oh, you niggas is talking hyperbole. Chains ain't an option. Tell them how fucking close, politically, we are to fucking chains, bro.
Sorry. All right, look, Project 2025. I'm gonna just hit you with a couple of facts. Heritage Foundation. This is a all fucking conservative think tank that spent 20 some odd years building up a narrative. It is a revenge fantasy for crackers on how they gonna take us back into slavery. 3 of the tenets of Project 2025 that motherfuckers actually need to know about. Number 1, they are breaking down any of the wraparound and support services infrastructure. What I mean by that is Department of Labor, Department of Education, Department of Justice, my nigga. They're taking away Department of Housing. They're talking about eroding everything that helped us survive, even in this fucked up state we living in. Number 2, they want to take 25 to 50,000 current appointed employees
And fire them.
and fire them. And then number 3,
Before you get to number 3, tell them who are overrepresented in the federal government employees you're talking about.
oh, you talking about the black women?
Black
You talking about the
fucking
black
women.
men? You talking about the niggas between the ages of 25 and 60? That's where we fucking survive. That's bread and butter job for us. But number 3 is the most insidious part. They want to take them 25 to 50,000 jobs that they wipe the fuck out, and they want to give unilateral control to the chief, to the president, to they niggas, and create cronies that will do what he say. If y'all don't understand that this is the end of democracy,
10,000.
I need you motherfuckers to understand that we sitting on the verge of Germany. Of a Nazi fascist uprising.
Hold up, John. Because there's a part of this shit that we got to make sure everybody is level set on.
Go ahead.
There's a part of this that everybody in the room need to be level set on, and why those pictures are over there. What we talking about is a clapback. It's been one. It's been 3 of them. It's been 3 of them. Very important clapbacks, and this room need to understand that shit. So after the Civil War is fought,
Let's use language that's good to the
I
conversation.
got you.
Rebuttals.
I got rebuttals.
3 rebuttals.
Yes, it's been 3 rebuttals, and as far as argument. The first time it happens, after the Civil War was fought and won, and to be clear for every nigga in this room, the Civil War was won by black men, black people.
Facts.
Because they were running away from the South, joining the Union Army. That glory shit was real, except for they don't tell you that it was like 300,000 of them.
Yep.
Do y'all hear me? At the end of the war, they couldn't get the new immigrant white folks to come to the war, so they was losing. And then all these people running away end up, one, you stealing property from the fucking opponents, and that property is becoming fighters for your army. So that's how we win the Civil War. That's how America wins the fucking Civil War.
What was the Civil War about, though?
The Civil War was about money and property.
What was the property?
Yo ass.
Who?
Us.
You was the property.
Niggas.
Like
Not
niggas.
cows.
What we gotta
Cows.
understand. What we gotta understand is like you were a lawnmower. You were like a fucking vacuum cleaner.
They care more
You
about their job
were
than they do.
property. So when this property, this fight over this property, because they're going to the West, they're trying to expand, they deciding whether or not the property gets to go to the West too. And the fight that's really happening is that the raw materials are in the South. But the people who've been taking the raw materials and turning them into a package to sell across Europe are in the North. That's the fucking fight. It's against capitalists who are people who have factories and capitalists who are people who have land and humans. That's the Civil War fight, just basic. Now, after this fight happens, there's 3 amendments that get created. It's the 13th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, and the 15th Amendment. And we all know about the 13th Amendment because they made a fucking movie about it. And that said,
Don't
you
assume
can't...
they do. Tell them.
Oh, here it is. 13th Amendment, the main point in the 13th Amendment says that you can't own another human. Now listen, it says you can't own another human unless they're duly convicted of a crime. Before that, it wasn't as many crimes. After that, a lot of fucking crimes. But here's the other thing you need to understand. It says a human can't own a human, but the state can own your ass. That's why you become state property. And then you can lease property from the state to humans, which is where we get convict leasing. Now,
45 cents.
Now, that's big. 13th Amendment, that's the 13th. The 14th Amendment says, read this shit. The 14th Amendment says a couple of things. It says that if you're born in this country, because they're trying to figure out what to do with 4 million people who used to be fucking vacuum cleaners and fucking lawnmowers, what do you do with them? Are they humans? Are they citizens? What do you do? So this senator named Sumner, I'm giving y'all real shit. The senator named Sumner, he pushes the 14th Amendment, which basically says if you're born in this country, you're a citizen. And you have the rights to due process, to fucking due process, meaning habeas corpus for niggas who know what I'm talking about. Right? Court, you have due process laws. You have the right to privacy. Women use the right to privacy to protect abortion on the 14th Amendment because it's saying you can't invade my body because it's my private property. Right? You have the right to have a just trial and to be treated well as a person underneath the government. That's what it means to be a fucking citizen. And the other thing it says is, if you were part of the fucking Confederate Army that tried to overthrow the government, you can't run for office.
Ever.
Listen, if you sent motherfuckers on January 6th to take over the Capitol, you shouldn't be running for office. But that's just another fucking fact. 15th Amendment, which is why we're here. The 15th Amendment says, it's like, now that you know that you can't have property, human property, and now these people are citizens, in order for them to be full citizens, they have to have the right to fucking vote. That's the 15th Amendment. It says black men, because women don't get the right to vote to the 19th Amendment.
Right.
Black men have the right to vote with the 15th Amendment. And 98% of black men are instantly fucking registered voters. and they vote. And because they vote, 2,000 black men get put into office in the 1870s.
Correct.
Them people over there are United States senators from the 1870s.
Right there.
So what happens? What happens, black people?
The clapback.
The first clapback happens.
First rebuttal.
The first rebuttal. And it looks like this. There's a contested election. They don't know how to fix the election. It's neck and neck, like the one we about to get up to. And if you think about a war, they won the war. The Union won the war, which means that you got Union troops occupying the South, which is why we can grow these black communities, because you have to respect the laws, because you lost the fucking war, and the dudes with the guns are making sure that the court process worked correctly. But this contested election,
And we had the Freedoms Bureau.
and we had the Freeman's Bureau, which is the government investing in black people. But here's the thing, that when they're in these 1870s, when them people are running, they create public education, y'all.
The first time ever.
They fucking make public education. Public education is a black piece of policy legislation. Why? Because the niggas been kept in slavery because they can't fucking read, and now we got some power. What's the first thing we gonna do? Make sure everybody can fucking read. It's common sense. It's common sense. But then this clapback happened with this contested election, and what happens is they make a deal. It's called the Great Compromise. Look that shit up on your fucking phone. The Great Compromise.
Not great for niggas.
And what they do is they take all the Union troops out of the South. And when they do that, because think about it, we just beat they ass. Now they gotta follow the rules, and now we cut a deal where we're gonna remove all the people who are protecting us. That's what happens. And what happens after that, and this is why I say, and tell me they remove the troops? Yeah, look, I'm about to get to that part. Because the thing about this removal of the troops is why I say to black people all over, black people right now, if you don't vote, you work for the Ku Klux Klan. And let me tell you why. This is why. Because when they remove these troops out of the South, there's a new group that rises to power. And that shit is called the Ku Klux Klan. And what they do is kill all these people who got elected, start taking over these state legislatures and rewriting the Constitution, which creates the black codes and eventually creates Jim Crow.
What are black codes?
Black codes was the precursor to Jim Crow, which was like, you black, you can't do this, segregation, this, that, and other. It's the shit that make you have to get off the fucking side of the street.
You can't be on the same sidewalk
Yeah,
with a white person.
yeah, these are the black
You
codes.
can't smile at a white woman. You can't apply for a job.
You can't apply for a job.
Reckless eyeball.
You can't own a gun.
You can't get married.
Yeah.
You can't talk back.
That's the 1870s, so that's the first clapback. But that's just the first fucking clapback. The second clapback come after King and all them. They do that shit, and it's a civil rights movement where everybody trying to tell you, your grandparents died for you to have the right to vote. And people like, yeah, people die for all kind of shit today. But the fact of the matter is what they were doing was getting us the right to vote so that we can use the power inside of that vote. And again, it's not all the fucking bullets on the table, but it's definitely a fucking bullet.
It's definitely a bullet.
It's definitely a fucking bullet. And so they take this L, they get the right to vote, and the clapback is what they said before, which is all the white people did, they become Republicans. And then people like Lee Atwater, Lee Atwater, look that shit up. Lee Atwater, look that shit up. Because he's the one who came up with the Southern strategy, which was basically like, we can talk about fucking over black people in front of their fucking faces, but they won't pay attention. But the policies we create will hurt them. For instance, they're gonna take away public education, but niggas is happy they got a check from Donald Trump. That's the shit.
That didn't really come from him.
That didn't even come from him. And so when you hear people, oh, I'm gonna get a check, nigga, you about to lose public education and housing.
And housing.
And housing.
Don't forget and housing.
That's the second clapback. The third one is Barack Obama. And you living in it, nigga. Like, they are not happy. They were not happy. When we were all cheering and screaming, they was plotting the Tea Party.
They created it.
They were making a Tea Party. You were crying watching your mama. My mama had a banner on that shit. But they would, right? Barack, bless it, blah, blah. And they were like, yeah, nigga, Tea Party. And then they start the fight. Think about where they start the fight on Barack Obama. They're like, he's not born here. Remember that shit? Listen, y'all live through this
Trump
shit.
did it.
He was not born. Donald Trump, birth of
rights.
rights, which is a 14th Amendment
Challenge.
Black
codes.
It is a 14th of it saying you're not born here, so you're not a citizen. They're not confused with why they saying that. They saying that because of the 14th fucking Amendment.
So we repeat that shit.
We fucking entrenched in that shit. We talking for the Klan.
When we say Kamala ain't black,
We talking for
we're using their 14th Amendment fucking
That's
argument.
exactly. They're using it against her. They're trying to use it against her.
Exactly they are.
So anyway, I'm done.
No,
I'm
you're almost
done.
done. You're almost done.
All right, all right.
'Cause I want you to say something because you said something. What are black codes?
Oh,
Because somebody might not know.
oh. Well, how many people know what black codes are? It's okay. It's okay. This is the thing. They don't teach us this shit in school. That's why you bored as fucking school. That's why young black men are leaving this shit and just sitting there like, what the fuck is this? Because they're not teaching the truth. Black codes were the rules that segregated black people from the economy. If you really want to talk about what they were the rules that did not let black people participate in an equal footing under the law in the economy. In the economy. They don't want us to participate in the economy because we are the fucking economy. You understand what I'm saying? I know it's hard, but right after you gotta think who's the best tradesmen, craftspeople, fucking people who can build shit. Who's the best ones to do that shit after slavery?
After we've been doing it.
We've been doing it for 200 years. We're the best masons, the best carpenters, the best all that shit. So they're creating shit to keep us out of the economy, stop us from being able to participate.
So now he's couched the history. I need you two niggas, I love this.
Yeah, that's
Couch
just
the history.
brown. That's level set.
Make it make sense about right now. Make it make sense right now.
Just to fill in some more of the things that Demario were talking about, the 14th Amendment talked about equal protection. They basically, like legal equal protection. They actually started to reinterpret the 14th Amendment in the 60s after they gave us the right to vote, so that they could basically do anything that's economic without any pushback. So racial discrimination is supposed to be against the law, but like economic discrimination is not. They can do anything you do economically. They did that surreptitiously.
That's right.
Also, all these millions of black people could vote suddenly. So they basically put together what's called the Powell Memo. Lewis Powell, who's on the Supreme Court, wrote a document about, okay, how do we leverage our forces to counter these new voters? And basically said that corporations use their money, because corporations are people, to basically to take over the state.
Hold up. Corporations are people. Do y'all know that?
No, hold on. Say that shit again.
That's important to know. Do y'all know that? Raise your hand if you know corporations are people.
The federal government, the Supreme Court said it said corporations are people too.
Yes.
Think about that. Think about that.
Yep. And this is them setting the table so they can talk about race without talking about race. But it's at a disadvantage without us actually knowing it. One fact Mondale laid out earlier that we didn't extrapolate from is that everyone in the country under the age of 18 is already a majority of people of color.
Right now.
They are scared shitless about what's going to happen. So every day, as the new voters are being added to the rolls, they are majority people of color. This is why they're acting so fucking crazy and why they have this project 2025. Because they like, once we get in trouble, in charge of the war machine, shit's going to be bad for them in their mind. And why would you think that we would, well, black people are forgiving. But white people are scared to death about what they've done to us. They think that we're going to revisit them. Good.
Only seeing others what you know about yourself. I don't know if that's in there, but
It's not in there. It's not in the draft. The draft's not in there.
Yeah.
We don't have a shortage of troops. That's not our problem. So I'm gonna come back to that question. But let me get John and let me you finish? Yeah. Taylor.
All right, so like
I'm gonna come back to your question.
the way this shit break down really is, what does this shit mean for us?
Yeah.
What this means for us is that Thug can do motherfucking 2 years in jail, waiting on a bullshit trial for 154 days, and then come home with 15 years of probation. And if you fuck around and fuck with anybody that's from if you fuck with any of his slime, that nigga gone for 20 years. That's what it really means. It mean they fucking create the laws. It mean that my little homie can do motherfucking a charge for double fucking life, bro. And we get that shit busted down to 5 years, but that nigga still gotta do 2.5 on his head for an accident that happened. What it means is that, you know, when we talk about this shit, like, you know what I'm saying? We're looking at situations where they constantly use these laws against us. That's all this shit is, bro. That's all this shit is, bro. And the truth of the matter is, it seems boring, it sounds boring. History is a drag. I love it because I'm a fucking nerd. But the truth of the matter is, we are living this shit over and over and over again. When I think about what happened with Lil Durk, you know what I'm saying? When you look at a alliteration or utterance, and all you niggas should pay attention to this. Because how many times did country niggas talk about killing their wife, running up on somebody, killing a dog? How many times have motherfucking rock stars destroyed hotel rooms, talked about guns, drugs,
and sex?
But not one of their lyrics was ever used against them in a court of law, so that they could be incarcerated for a
RICO
free
charge.
a free utterance.
Yeah.
But if you niggas throw some shit in one of your bars, then they can come back and prosecute you for it.
They will.
And they will throw the book at you. I watched the fucking Fulton
That's
County
politics, nigga.
prosecutor throw 12 to 15 years at this nigga like he was tossing tissue paper.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So when they talk about all this shit about laws and where we are and what it really means, what it means is that these niggas are generating a system that is unfair and unequal. The basic law in this country is equal access, representation, and protection under the law. And if that's a lie, then all the rest of this shit a lie.
Let me jump in real quick.
Go ahead.
And like, it's not just white people. I think it's extremely important to pay attention to who we're actually voting for. Because the piece of shit who did that in Atlanta is no offense, she's a black woman.
Yeah, right.
If you look at the American war machine right now is run by black people. Its Joint Chief of Staff, Chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff is a black man.
He is.
The Defense Secretary is a black man.
He is.
And the job of the Defense Secretary is to divide the strategic objectives for all American troops in the entire world. A black man is in charge of that, and white folks are not happy. But like, let's be clear, is that we have to elect the right folks, not just folks who look like us. Like all skin folk and kinfolk.
All my skin folks ain't kinfolk.
First question, go.
Do y'all think we focus more on the presidential election versus the congregational elections, the stuff that's every 2 years that really affect us?
That's right.
Yeah.
So the local election is the most important.
So even before any federal fucking office doesn't affect you immediately. Your school board, niggas ain't even voting in school board elections that much. That's why fucking moms of liberty moms have more impact. Niggas ain't voting for school board, niggas ain't voting for their mayor.
All that critical race
all that
bullshit,
shit, critical race
all
bullshit.
that false education
All that
shit, all that niggas was indentured servants and they wanted slavery shit.
They were
come
happy
from
and
some
docile.
crazy ass white people who rallied together from the Tea Party and decided that they can knock y'all off on a school board level. Because guess what? And this shit go back to Willie Lynch. If I can
break it
get the
down.
women
Hold on.
and I can get the children, I can kill the niggas off.
Yeah, here's the point. But no, but hold on, let me help you. We can't stop focusing on, no.
It's not either or.
It's not an either or situation. It's a both. We are obligated as black people to focus on federal elections.
Yeah.
I got you. But also we are obligated to focus on local elections. It's not just because presidential elections don't affect your life immediately. They still do though. They determine what is federal law. Donald Trump was able to appoint how many fucking Supreme Court justices? Thank you. So, and what has happened since then? So we saw the elimination of affirmative action and also Roe v. Wade. So and not just Roe v. Wade. If you read Chevron, if you read what they said in that determination, they're about to come after a lot of rights that were protected because of let's be clear. It wasn't just Roe v. Wade and abortion, it was what's to come and all of those personhood rights that are being challenged.
Let me in real quick.
Go ahead.
Let me in real quick, because I want to speak straight to what you're asking. What you're saying is, does it matter more that we work on the ground and where we live as compared to what's happening up here?
No, it's not a versus, it's both.
Both, yeah.
But we taught our community.
Yeah.
Has been taught.
Yes.
To focus.
It's not just that minute. Stop. There's no path out. Stop. No. Hold on. Hold on. Listen. Stop. Hold on. No examples are needed. Let's stay in the grounds of facts because it's important. And this is why I say it's important. No. It's no pathology in black people. We can't let misinformation, disinformation exist in this space. It's not just black people. all voters focus on presidential elections more than local elections. It's not just black people.
That's facts.
No. The drop off. Hold on. Listen. No. The drop off is everybody focus on presidential elections more. And it's important that we say that because we're trying to put to bed fake misnomers about our people. There's no pathology that exists in us. Everybody stops voting or don't vote. This is true. What was your point, brother?
Like when President Obama, we put him in office.
That's right. That's right.
He was there for 8 years.
Yeah.
And he couldn't get anything done.
Let me say.
Can I say something? Yeah, hold on. Let him finish. Hold on. I know, let him finish. Hold on, let him finish.
That's right. That's a good point. But I want to hold that because I'm gonna come back to that. What you got, bro?
Hey, my brother, can I see this mic? Thank you, my brother. No grandstanding.
Hey, listen. Now he said about Obama, right? I'm a black brother that I did the Fed time, right? I was locked up with Jesse Jackson Jr., right? So when Obama was in and he was on the way out, he said they want to pass this bill to release all the federal inmates that they did release. It was a 2-level reduction.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people getting time cut.
Yeah.
So I want to say, like, yeah, he
That's
did
right, he did.
do that on the go out.
Yeah. But listen.
Yeah.
To connect what you're saying, hold on. Because I want to connect what y'all saying, because y'all not saying different shit. And I just want to be clear what I'm hearing. What this brother is saying is like, because we're taught, all of us, the entire society is taught to look at the executive branch, and I'm going to call it that. The president exists in the executive branch. Execute. Remember when we were in school, like, you got the executive branch, you have the legislative branch, and you have the judicial branch. Right? That the 3 branches of power, balances of power, right? So here's the deal. If you only participate in one, the other 2 will fuck you. And like here, this is the fact. That's what he's saying. So that's what he's saying, and that's what he's saying. And what I want to say, this conversation about the federal level and the local level, what we got to understand and teach our people is that triangle happens all the way through the system. Okay, so you have an executive branch, a legislative branch, and a judicial branch in every part. So at the Fed level, there's one, and then you have one at the state level, and that shit is called the governor, the fucking state legislature, and the state Supreme Court. And then you go down another level, and that shit is the county executive or fucking county execs. Wait, not mayor, the county level, and then you have the court of common pleas that sentenced your ass and gave you that felony, right? Like, and then you have, that's the judicial, and then you have like a county legislature, and sometimes you might have like a county commissioner is like 3 motherfuckers that kind of be the executive and the legislative together.
We're supposed to be voting every 2 years.
Every fucking year.
No, stop.
Let me get the final one.
No, there's an election
every year. And this is why. This is why there's an election every year. Because that fucking triangle goes one more level. And it's your city. And that city got a mayor, a city council, and a fucking municipal court. And that shit is the fact. And you gotta vote at every fucking level.
Go ahead, Devon.
You can't vote at one. You gotta vote at every fucking level. And the fact is, last name. Because we always talk about the executive branch, the mayor, the governor, the president. But the facts of the matter is the way the city's set up, you can't move money. You can't move money. You can't move